Streaming on clickorlando.com and broadcasting live, you're watching News 6 at 11 p.m.
Now at 11, officials say there's just too many bears and some need to be put to sleep. But activists say, no way, that's cruelty. Hear how the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission thinks we should get rid of some of them. And how about that heat? If you think you can't remember when it's been this hot before, it's been a while, and we're setting records. The forecast is coming up. Good evening, everyone. I'm Laverne McGee, in for Eric Von Anken. I want to start off by showing you this live look right now over Daytona Beach. The Rockville Festival happening there right now at the Speedway. Temperatures have been in the 90s all day. And yes, if you were wondering, we set a record high yesterday. Volusia County officials have been warning everyone to stay safe and stay hydrated so you can have fun. Meteorologist David Nazario, who is in for Samara, joins us now to tell us more about this unbelievable heat that we are expecting more of. Isn't that right, David?
Yes, that is absolutely correct. And in fact, building my forecast for the 11 o'clock show, it looks like our models are actually trending away from some late week relief. We'll talk more about that here in a moment. This is the culprit. It looks like a whole lot of nothing over the Gulf, but that's because we have a stubborn area of high pressure that is right over the central portions of the Gulf, and it is dominating the weather pattern. This is the flow around it, that clockwise fashion, driving the dry air across the peninsula and absolutely bullying any kind of sea breeze influence out of the picture. And there's just not a lot of moisture to work with, so there's really no shot at getting any kind of rainfall relief. Temperatures outside right now, we're still Orlando at 84 degrees, Kissimmee at 82, a little bit more mild along the coast, and then back towards the northwest. Look at Ocala at 73. You guys are sitting comfortable this evening. Rain chances are going to remain slim. We have this little 20% notch here thanks to a front that might be coming through. Lord knows we need it, because even after all the rains we just recently received, the fire danger is going back up as we speak. Laverne, for now, back to you.
All right, thanks, David. Let's get you caught up on the news now. A 75-year-old man is dead tonight after this crash on West Weatherby Road in South Chase. This happened around 2:30 this afternoon. Florida Highway Patrol says a man was driving a Tesla. It was speeding. He tried to pass another car but lost control. His Tesla then smashed into the back of a Lynx Access bus. The man driving the Tesla was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. The Lynx bus driver suffered minor injuries, but the passenger on the bus died. Now, we tell you all the time about the problems with bears in the area, but protesters showed up at Lake Eola today with signs criticizing the FWC's plan to bring back black bear hunt this year. That means putting some of them to sleep. Officials say the goal is to help control the bear population. News 6 reporter Jarrell Baker is here now to explain both sides of the debate. Jarrell?
Well, Laverne, during the last hunt that happened a decade ago, it took hunters only a couple of days to kill around 300 bears. That was the limit set for the entire week-long hunt back then, and that's why so many believe that this 3-week period that they're considering could annihilate that population. Katrina McAllister and her family traveled from Ocala to join several others at Lake Eola Park Saturday to speak out against the FWC's new proposed black bear hunt.
The real reason that, they're wanting to hurt them is really just for a trophy. There's not any real proof that they need to kill them.
If approved, the new hunt would last nearly 3 weeks in December and then between October and December every year after.
2015 was a lesson for us that was not well organized, and they slaughtered over 300, which was their whole quota that they expected to do in the time frame they allocated.
The FWC is set to meet Wednesday and Thursday in Ocala to talk about the potential hunt. Protesters say this plan has several issues, including no check-in stations and allowing the use of hunting dogs.
We do not need a bear hunt. We do not need a bear trophy hunt here in the state of Florida. It is strictly a blood sport for the sake of the few individuals who are going to get permits to kill these bears.
But several local hunters like Freddie Algarin say the hunt is necessary.
I know that a lot of bears have been going into our communities, so I think it could help out with the population control. But again, priority is doing it the right way, not ruining the habitat of these animals.
The FWC says with the new plan, limited permits would be issued. Hunting would also only be allowed in bear-managed areas that have at least 200 bears. Now, supporters of that hunt say that it will help manage the population control. Right now, they're capping that when it comes to harvesting the bears at 187. That's a suggested amount. They hope that it won't outgrow the population once they do that. And the FCWC says that a little more than 4,000 black bears are here in Florida. Laverne?
Thanks, Jarrell. More news now. The man accused of a deadly hit-and-run crash Thursday made his first appearance in court this morning. Investigators say 65-year-old Ferdinand George hit and killed someone as they were walking across Holden Road. And that happened on Thursday near the 441 and south off of I-4 Expressway in Orange County. Now, according to FHP, George took off. He was arrested yesterday and is currently being held on no bond. George is charged with leaving the scene of a crash involving death. He is due back in court on May 23rd. Florida Highway Patrol says the investigation is active and ongoing. Also in Orange County, the sheriff's office says they're looking for the person accused of an attempted kidnapping last week. The sheriff's office posted this video saying the suspect was driving an SUV near Lee Road and he approached a woman. The person approached a woman, pointing a gun at her and ordering her into the car. They say the woman ran and the suspect took off. And the sheriff's office wants anyone with information to reach out to them. A pro-Palestine group gathered outside of Orlando City Hall this afternoon. Now, this rally follows a similar protest last year organized by several organizations across the state. Today's event featured speeches from Palestinian and community activists sharing stories of families trapped in Gaza. It was a much more peaceful demonstration this weekend with no reports of any arrests. Last year's protest saw 2 arrests and several people pepper sprayed by police. It's hard to deal with witnessing abuse, especially when it comes to kids. But there's a program to help victims start a new life free from abuse. That's the goal of Harbor House's Camp Hope. It focuses on children who witness domestic violence. And summer is a common time many survivors leave to try and start a new life. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez shares how you can help them succeed.
In search of safety, many survivors of domestic violence choose to break free during this time of year.
Every year we have about 1,000 people that we help in the shelter, and half of them are kids. Right around 250 of them are coming in just between the months of June, July, and August.
Harbor House of Central Florida is a place many turn. They give survivors life-saving services and shelter. And most times, they don't come alone.
A lot of times when people think about domestic violence, they don't think about the kids. They think about the 2 adults that are in the situation, and they don't think about that when someone's leaving, they're coming in with their entire family. They're coming in with the kids, they're coming in with the pets.
And to give the children stability, they started Camp Hope. On Saturday, they asked the community to cram the van to help the program. The donated items are used during Camp Hope, giving children a sense of normalcy and helping them envision a future without violence or abuse.
And a lot of our families, they can't afford to be able to buy all the supplies that you need for a camp. And so right now, YPB, what they're doing is they're helping raise awareness that we need sleeping bags, we need insect spray, we need water shoes, we need towels.
If you couldn't make it out but want to help, you can donate monetarily to ensure they get the help they need while having fun.
It's $250 to sponsor a camper for the entire week. It covers all of their resources, food, everything that they're going to need to have a really great camp experience.
In Orange County, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
And some good news. Just this week, Harbor House received a $10,000 crime prevention grant from the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Well, screen doors are great for keeping out the bugs, but what happens when they get stuck? Coming up, News 6's Eric Von Enken shows us how to fix it on this week's Getting Results at Home.
It's time to play America's favorite jackpot game. This is Powerball. Good evening, America. I'm Michelle Isles. Tonight, we've got another life-changing jackpot for you and an estimated amount of $125 million. Get your tickets out. We'll start things off tonight with the number 42. Right after that, America, we have 52. Let's congratulate Jeannia Mangum of North Carolina, who won $50,000. Your next number up is 7. That's followed by 34, and we'll round it out tonight with the number 40. Now for your winning Powerball number, good luck, everyone. It is 15, and your Power Play multiplier is 2. Let's take another look at those winning numbers. Remember, there are multiple ways to win. We'll see you back here Monday night. Good night, everyone.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford Motor Company. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford Motor Company. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Lincoln and Ford vehicles. Employee pricing, you pay what we pay. Only from your local dealer.
Look, let me be clear. If you've been injured and need a lawyer, results matter. That's our focus at Bogen Munz & Munz. If it doesn't help our clients get the best results possible, quite frankly, we're not interested. You won't see us with flashy ads or crazy gimmicks, but you will see us in the courtroom, time and time again, working to get the best results for our clients. It's that simple. If you're injured and need a lawyer, call Bogen Munz & Munz. No gimmicks, just results.
Statistically, fun is undefeated. From porch lights to stadium lights, from the blind to the barbecue, it wins. Hunting deer, dove, or quarterbacks. It wins loud, and it wins quiet. It hangs on and knows when to let go. And you don't have to wait for the final score, because fun can't lose.
Sorry, honey, it's a work thing.
Mine's also a work thing. I just need someone to cover my shift.
So is mine. Alan says your business vehicle is now covered with Progressive.
Protected 24/7, just like your home and auto.
Oh, that's great.
So dinner time's just phone time now?
Sorry. You know, I heard that ground turkey is the healthiest poultry.
You know what? Never mind. Just be on your phone.
Thank you.
Who's ready to hit the road in their RV from Giant Recreation World? Bring your family, bring your friends for a go-anywhere, anytime getaway. At Giant Recreation World, you can buy, sell, trade up, or rent. With new inventory arriving daily, you'll find hundreds of RVs online and on location in Winter Garden, Ormond Beach, and Palm Bay. Plus, lifetime warranties on all new and select pre-owned RVs. Start planning your adventure now. GiantRecreationWorld.com.
Welcome back, everyone. We're talking about screen doors. They're great in the summer for letting in the air while keeping those critters out. But what happens when it gets stuck? News 6's Eric Von Enken says it's probably the closer and shows us how to fix it in this week's Getting Results at Home.
Hi. And this must be Allison?
Yes.
Who's this?
This is Leo.
Oh. Hi, Leo. You gonna help us?
He might.
I don't think so. So it's stuck open?
It's supposed to push and go back.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's much we can do with it other than replace it, so we're gonna do that.
All right, sounds good.
Allison watched the last time we did this. We're gonna try this one. This time we're taking everything off and putting in a brand new one. Step one, remove. Step two is to install the brackets, and it just so happens that this bracket is same exact as the old one, so the screw holes all line up. If not, that's okay. You could probably just push on the screw hard enough as you're going in to get through the aluminum. If not, just drill a small hole. Now take the short pin and connect this end. I'm gonna close the door, and I'll know exactly where to put the screws for this bracket into the door. This is a pressure screw, so the more you tighten it, the slower the door closes. Let's test it. Would you stop?
Hey, Eric, can you give me a hand? Please, I need you to hold the door open for me. No, actually, from the inside. Yeah, that's good. Close it just a little bit. Can you move your hand? You're in the way. Move your hand.
Where do you want me to put it?
Can you just take a step back?
Oopsies.
Wait till it's your turn.
What happened?
Well,
That towel. Looks like you
Allison.
need it. Did you fix my door?
So yeah, a lot happened, as you saw. Most importantly, we got that done. Watch this.
Well,
Best part of the
thank
day,
you.
right?
All right.
Getting results at home?
That's right. Thank you.
And David's here with me now, watching and laughing, Eric, in the pool. Although it was hot, so maybe he was happy because
exactly
you gotta cool off, right?
Exactly. Honestly, I'd probably go in there and join him, and tell you the truth, especially with these heat indexes we're tracking over the next few days. If you look right there, we have set records, and we are going to persist with that near record heat. The feel-like temperatures are going to be pushing well above 100 degrees. It's going to feel like we're out here in Tucson, Arizona, my old stomping grounds out there in the desert Southwest. If you do go out, stay cool, stay hydrated, and stay safe, please. Make sure you do your due diligence, situational awareness. Make sure you're not leaving anybody or anything in the car that could possibly set fire. We are already seeing the brush fire conditions going up, and we are pinpointing a cool front and a possible pattern flip. Let me talk you through that now as we get closer in time. Now, this is the setup on our water vapor satellite. And, you know, for those of you planning your vacation plans here in Central Florida, we're getting closer to the summertime. You know, yeah, come out to the coast. We'll get together, have a few laughs. This ridge here is causing all kinds of mayhem, making that a little more difficult here. And as you can see, this has been the hottest stretch in May. 7+ days of above 95-degree air temperatures. The last time we had something like that was back in 1962, a full week's worth back as far as 1917. Close to records once again as we move through this week. Now, as I mentioned, there's something called teleconnections in meteorology. This is looking at the big picture pattern, not only for us here in Central Florida or in the Southeast. This is across North America. And anytime we see these charts with the values digging down into these negative numbers, we can predict more or less we're going to be hot, we're going to be dry. But then look what happens around the 24th to 25th of May. We suddenly start to climb the roller coaster here, and we're well back into the positive values, which means the pattern over the continent is going to flip. So Lord willing, this means we're going to not only come down a couple notches in terms of temperature, but maybe even reintroduce some rainfall down the road. Let's take a look at our jet stream. This is what we have going on. We have that area of subtropical ridging dominating over the Gulf, the southern United States, our neck of the woods in Florida. But then as we go through Thursday, look at the timestamp here of this upcoming week. We have a digging trough that's going to build down across the eastern United States, try to slide us a little bit of cooler weather. Not going to take us down much, and unfortunately looks fairly dry in nature. We look at the dew points, the moisture associated with this front, and as it comes down, we really don't have a whole lot. See what happens there with the colors, folks, as this comes down through Florida late in the day on Thursday. We go from those vibrant colors of reds and oranges down to just the shades of yellow and the green, which means it's hitting that sinking air, that unfavorable setup for rain and storms. So it doesn't look like we're going to get too much out of this. Here's your forecast for tomorrow, your Sunday. You can see as early as 10 o'clock already feels like 86, getting close to 90 degrees. And then by 5 to 6 o'clock in the afternoon, there you go. The triple digits are back in full effect, and we don't quite get any better from there. If you look, Sunday, 101 heat index. Monday, 102. 102 carries over into Tuesday, and then Wednesday, we're trying to tread back down as that trough and that cold front down where we are at ground level begins to work its way in. Climate Prediction Center just recently updated their chart. We're still plastered with these brown shades of below average rain. And if you look, the temperature outlook just keeps us cranking that thermostat. It does not quite look like we're going to cool down too much. So the heat risk is going to be high. We got to be very careful with that. Once again, take care of yourselves out there. And I also want to pull this up real quick before we wrap. No tropical cyclone expected over the next 7 days, but it is that time of the year. They are issuing the outlooks. Now, let's get you to your extended 7-day forecast.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency, you ought to call Strata.
So really not much to say here. You can see 90s across the board. I'm going to be carefully dialing in that forecast for Friday and Saturday because unfortunately it looks like models are actually trying to keep the mid-90s persistent across Central Florida. That front may not do much for us at all.
97. Wow.
Oof,
It's going to be hot.
Yeah,
All
and it's
right.
not even summer yet.
Oh, my goodness. Thanks, David. Well, get out your lottery tickets. It's time for tonight's Florida Lottery drawing.
It's your Saturday, May 17th.